County. Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone,
can you hear me?
Call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Okay.
877-247-1581. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
All right. I cannot hear Dana's mic, so I am Dana. There's D. Welcome, guys, to the Jobfather, Jobseeker Network Radio. we're here, guys, to bring good information to you guys. And I say you guys, job seekers and companies alike get to meet really, really, really good employee stock on here. Very, very, I guess, vetted experience, like my buddy Bruce Pullen down there. So we have D with us as well. Oh, man, Bruce has got his name down there and everything. Look at him. D, can you hear me? Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Oh boy. So we're working through some technical things this morning. Dana's voice is out as well. So you guys got to put up with me. You got to put up with my voice until we get this thing straightened out. Dana's talking. You keep it talking, but I can't hear you. Anyway, guys, I always start off.
No,
Is
can
that
y'all
Dana?
hear me?
There's Dana
Can you
right
hear me?
there. I got you. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
I'm sorry about that, y'all. Go ahead, Foster. I can do our intro in a second. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was testing the headset.
I can hear you just fine. So, guys, we always start off with a word of prayer, and then maybe that'll straighten all of our little technical issues out.
Okay.
Father God, we are here again. We want to thank you for Dana and Mez and Tiffany and the whole team that allows us to have a show like this where we can reach out to the whole world and tell everybody about, hey, some of the good things that you guys need to know when you're getting a job. And Father, we just want to thank you and help us have a good Friday. We're here every Friday because of you, and we thank you in Jesus' name. All right.
Amen. Well, awesome.
All right, Dana, I got you. So keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thank you, everybody, for your patience. We're excited about, as Foster just mentioned a minute ago, this episode of Jobfather Nation and the work we're doing to try to support job seekers all throughout the United States. We're honored to be a part of JOCO Community Radio, the voice of Johnson and Tarrant County, Texas. What is awesome is all you have to do is go to your app store and download the JOCO Community Radio app. You can listen to the full lineup and more whenever you want for free, especially yours truly, the Jobfather. Please keep in mind something really important. Foster, myself, Mez, and a number of individuals work very hard to support this community, and Foster heads that. And he, through his Search For You website, which our wonderful Mez will put up in the post, is connecting many organizations and job seekers. So if you need to post a job all across the U.S. and globally, if you need to post a job, please talk to Foster. He can work with you to not only work on the role, but post the role on his website. It is also an option for you to have your roles advertised on the Jobfather.
Yeah, we might want to talk about it here. Yeah.
Yep. And you can also donate to everything that the Search For You community through Foster, the Jobfather, is doing to help support the community. And those donations are greatly appreciated as it helps many, many individuals and it supports the Search For You site to be able to help many, many individuals in their search.
It helps keep this network going, guys.
It really does.
If the network has any value to you at all, hey, help me keep this thing going.
Absolutely. Now, real quick, I'd like to announce a couple jobs. Beacon Oral Specialist is hiring for an IT service delivery manager here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yeah. We are hiring for a director of tax, could be nationwide and work remote. We are hiring for an M&A analyst here in our Dallas-Fort Worth office. Great opportunities, all full-time opportunities. Caris Life Sciences, check their website. They are hiring for different billing positions. They often have marketing roles come in, IT roles. Companies are starting to pick up and companies are hiring. We're seeing opportunities continue to grow. For you job seekers, keep an eye on that. Also, go to galderma.com and check out their listings. They have a lot of roles throughout the United States. Now, they're a global account. Couple companies for you to go check out and look at their job listings. Foster, thank you for that amazing word of prayer. I know we've got an amazing guest this first half. Would love to learn more about that.
Yeah, we got some exciting stuff with D. And D, did you get your sound working? Is it working?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
nope.
Dana and I are
No.
gonna, until we get D's sound working, guys.
How's
We are going
that?
to look.
Ah, it's
Oh,
working.
Okay.
look
It was
at
saying that the
there.
host had muted me, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, yeah, we have to unmute you behind the scenes. So, guys, I'm gonna start us off today. I'm gonna hit you guys with a lame dad joke. Bruce, you'll laugh at me with this one. I forgot to tell you that we have dad jokes on this show.
Gotta love the dad jokes.
Oh my gosh. I got a good one, guy, or I say a good one. We'll see if y'all laugh. Half of you guys are listening on the show. I want to see if you guys are laughing or not. So, did you guys hear about that explosion at the cheese factory in France? Dana's already laughing. Oh my god. Well, all that was left was debris.
I was trying to think of Brie. I was like, Brie. Okay, that is so awesome. I was trying to think. I knew I had Brie in my head, and I was trying to figure out how could I use Brie in a sentence. Like,
Well, let's
Debris.
see who's with us. We got Jason Hopper over in Dallas at Jay works for Jewish Family Services over there, guys. Check out jfsdallas.org. Dustin Williams, Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany. Dustin Williams is with us. Oh, this is so cool. This is
Yeah,
very cool.
this is
So
awesome.
you guys keep checking in, and you companies. When we get started with Bruce a little bit later on, you might have a question with Bruce. So just put it in the chat if you do. And well, let's start off, guys, with my buddy D Deluca up there. There she is right there, and we've got the sound working and everything. Guys, D, I've known D for years and years. She's been part of this network in the HR function. D has been a leading HR person for years and years. She has been involved in recruiting and anything that you can think about under HR. And D is like myself. She's gone to consulting now, and she is putting together a new networking group. And y'all, when I heard that, y'all know I got real excited. I'm like, I'm all up in D's Kool-Aid now, calling D all the time. And we're going to talk a little bit about the new meeting. Jason, this is going to be good for you to share with your network about the meeting that D is putting together, a new networker. And let's talk about that, D, and then we can talk about some of your observances of things going on in the job search and some things you think job seekers need to know a little bit more about.
Thank you, Foster. Yes, we've known each other for 100 years. Makes me feel old.
103.
103 years. I've been in HR for close to 30. Decided to hang my hat for consulting a couple of years ago. So I work for myself now, which is kind of nice. But there was a need at Preston Trails Community Church for a job ministry. And so I held my hand up and said I would love to do that. And beginning April 3rd, you can go online and register. It will be on Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. and there's childcare provided. So it's a really, I'm going to try to structure it like Foster does his at Stonebriar. He was one of the first ones I went to when I moved back from Colorado to Dallas. And I have never had to really search for a job until I moved to Dallas about 12 to 13 years ago. And it's a community that has great jobs, but you have to know somebody. And it's not usually what you know, it's who you know. And so
That's true.
I learned the art of networking back then and never really thought about it before that. And it's very true. I got my last job where I was head of HR just from someone meeting me at a network meeting and calling me and saying, hey, I'm leaving that job and I know you're in McKinney and it would be a good commute for you. So networking works.
Yes.
And so that's how I know Foster, and that's what I'm doing.
That is cool. That is cool. Guys, we're always talking about network. Dana and I are always talking about networking. And there's a number of things that you can learn in the networking group. I'm going to go through a couple of them. I want you guys to know about Frisco Connect. We meet on the first Tuesday of every month. It is in person only, guys. We are now in person only, and we are a big group, big conglomerate with number of recruiters that are coming out to our events looking for people to hire. You guys, we are. You can go once we get it. We straightened it up the other day. Maz behind the scenes, and I have been working on the website, so it is under construction. But guys, generally in the future, you will be able to go to friscoconnect.org. Right now, if you go there, it'll probably say it's under construction.
Yeah.
But once we construct that thing, we'll be sending you guys there.
Once we construct it.
Yeah, you may have said shout out to Sarah Summerhalder. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful lady that's helping us with that. Sarah, guys, is a marketing executive, and now she's getting this website building and all that stuff under her to help her in her craft. And I think you guys ought to check out Sarah, SarahSommerhalder. Let me tell you again, Sarah, and then her last name is Sommerhalder. That's a German word. SommerHalder. Man, that's about as good of a shout out as you can give somebody, huh? So I there it is, Maz. Perfect, perfect. Maz has put it in the chat, you guys, and we're glad to see everybody that's with us today. And Dee,
Yes.
and all of your HRing that you have done, what are some of the things when how important is it for the job seeker to explain and condition that resume to explain to us what exactly makes them a fit for the job posting that they are applying for?
Probably that was kind of on my topic list today.
Uh-huh.
Is they can do that through their interview or through their elevator speech when they meet someone, but you've got to be able to add value to that organization. And unless you tell us as recruiters or whoever's interviewing,
Right.
we don't know what value you're going to add.
That's right.
So your resume is going to be tossed in the ones like maybes or in the future. But unless you knock the socks off the recruiter and share your value, share what industry you want to work in, and don't just come into the interview just like whatever. You've got to be able to say, I can really add value to your organization through
Right.
whatever you want to say. And so that's really important. And I was thinking about when I have an interviewing workshop that I do, and I'll do it kind of a backwards one for my participants for my program that I'm going to have to
Uh-huh.
teach them how to interview. But when I look at someone and I quickly evaluate where I'm going to use them or if they're a fit for my organization, I do like a 4-block quadrant. I'll just draw a big O plus. Left hand, I'll put, do they have the experience? Yes or no, how many years? The second quadrant, I'll look at how are they answering my behavioral questions? Can they not answer them? Or are they Johnny on the spot? Or they be able to pull up experiences that they've had with organizations? The
Uh-huh.
third is, do they have the passion?
Oh,
Like you have to have the passion for the job
yeah,
you
yeah, you
want.
do. Absolutely,
And then
guys.
the fourth one is the X factor. And it could be, does this person fit in with our culture? Has this person said anything during the interview that would like make me pause and say, I'm not sure if they're a fit? So that's just a really quick way that recruiters sometimes look at you to be able to move you on down the process.
That
Yeah,
is a good point there, guys. We recruiters,
very
me and Dana,
much.
not just me and Dana, all recruiters, guys, especially when you're full life cycle recruiters, you work for the company like Dana and I, we are graded. If Dana and I have D as a hiring manager, and D says, Foster and Dana, I need to hire this particular skill set. If we don't send them and convince them that the person that we're submitting to them has that particular skill set, then Dee's going to think, I don't know about Foster, and Dana may not be too good recruiters. And if she can't get what she needs to get, then the pressure is going to come down on Foster and Dana. So, guys, what I'm saying is there's a lot of people out there in the market, a lot of people in the network that you will hear say, get your resumes out and on these job sites. I agree with that. Get those resumes out. But guys, when you see a job posting, we talked about this the other day in my HR group, me and Dee and others did. When you see that job posting that you get excited about, guys, you get excited because you know you're a good fit for that position. Well, here's what needs to happen at that point. You need to place in that resume, and I know we're trying to get rid of resumes. We're so sick up to here with resumes, but they're still needed right now. In that resume, explain why you are so excited. Explain why what your experience in the past has been that matches what the company is looking for in that job posting, guys. That needs to be there. Now, no, you're not going to be able to do that for every job. Absolutely not. And I do agree with many of the leaders. Get those resumes out. If you have a target company, and they don't have that job posting right now that exactly fits what you're looking for, but you want to be in their system. You do want to be in their system. Send your resume for what you do and apply to a position there so that it will be in the system. But guys, people don't have any reason to call us if we're not telling them what they want to hear. That's what Dee's saying.
Exactly, exactly. And when we talked about resumes and sending them in too, I think the important thing is, and it is a pain to do this, but when you're
Hmm.
applying for a certain job, change your resume to fit that job. If you've got certain experience that's really not highlighted on your resume, make sure you go in and highlight that. And once you do it 2 or 3 times, you'll have a different resume for whatever industry that you're applying for or experience. But you're going to have several experiences as a seasoned person. And so make sure you capture that for the company.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Hey, Holly Doty. I hadn't seen Holly Doty in a couple of weeks. Hey, Holly Doty. Glad you could join us. There's Mrs. Hey, Holly. And we've got HR Heidi with us as well. You might know our Heidi. I'm trying to think. The huh, I can't think of. I think you might have closed the you might have crossed paths with Heidi Torres in the past. We call her HR Heidi. If
I
that makes
probably
sense.
did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For some reason I'm putting you guys together. But you guys know that I all I do is network, and I'm thinking about a lot of people when I talk about our network. And we get a chance, and Dee will as well. When she starts the group is not started. They're still putting it together.
On April 3rd, and in about 2 weeks, you'll be able to go in and register, and it's PrestonTrail.org. So you'll be able to go in and register on that. So I really am excited about it. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And, something funny is I called Foster and said, I need your help. I don't know. I want to make sure I do this right and set it up right. And do you mind if I have another group? And he just kind of started laughing. He goes, more the merrier on the
Oh God,
groups. Because,
yeah.
and Frisco Connect or not Frisco Connect, I'm sorry, Preston
South Lake Public.
Trails.
Oh, Preston Trail.
Preston
Mhm.
Trails is on the very kind of east side of Frisco, and it's the line between McKinney and Frisco. It's right at Independence, and it's really easy to get to from all areas.
Actually, Preston Trail, back in the day when I was starting the CSN, Preston Trail had a nice meeting over there. I can't remember who the leaders were of that meeting, but it was really, really nice. Back in the day where we didn't do the Zoom, I guess you could call it a hybrid. We didn't do the Zoom versus in person. And Dee, this one is going to be in person only as well. Is it?
Well, it is for a period of time,
For
and
a
then the
period of
church
time.
kind of closes during the summer, I think, and we can
Hmm.
still do it on Zoom at that point. So it'll be ongoing on whoever's looking. And I just am really, we'll have prayer cards on the table for people that would like prayer for whatever position or situation they're in at the time, too.
Hmm.
So it's still going to be very spiritual based, but we're all praying for those that don't have jobs because it is a stressful time in people's life.
It is a stressful time, boy, especially when it seems like job search is getting harder and harder, and I can't put
I
my
think
finger
so.
on why it why it is, but it seems to be getting harder and harder. And people, we've got a contingent of people that are texting me right now. Actually, a contingent of people in New York and a contingent of people that are in North Carolina and Atlanta. And guys, we're always talking about things on this show, usually around Dallas Fort Worth, but it is not restricted to Dallas Fort Worth. You guys give me a call at any time, and we could talk about bringing you on the show so that we can leave information for people in New York, people in North Carolina, people in Atlanta, people all over. I think because of this show, we service probably 35, maybe even 37 states in the union right now. So,
That's
guys,
terrific.
it's all about reaching out and connecting. And the reason that Dana and I bring these guests to you
Yeah.
are so that you guys can link in and have contact. Have I'm going to get close to the screen, Dana. A relation now
Relationships.
relationships involve conversations, guys, not texts, not emails. Those are good starts, are good tools. But
Mm-hmm.
guys, you need to sit down and
Mm-hmm.
talk to somebody. When you're networking, you need to build a relationship with some of these Bruce Pullens of the world and people like
Oh
that,
yeah.
you know, and it's done via phone. We got, oh my God, now because of COVID, we've got, I have a number of meetings each week that are on Zoom, and you can look at a person and talk to them. It's just so cool because I remember when I was a little kid, I went to Disneyland before Disney World even existed. Oh my God, I might be showing how old I am, D. I don't know.
That is
Ah,
old. That is a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that was a long time. And they had this big setup about how one day we're going to be able to talk to each other on the phone and we're going to be able to look at each other. Well, you know what? We've been probably 8 years into that. Now I think Zoom's been around 8 years, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And so, guys, there's all sorts of ways that you can network, especially on Zoom. Now, I don't want to steal. I want Dee's opinion on this because she's the HR lady, one of them. Now, guys, when you are on Zoom, I strongly suggest, now this is a suggestion, it is a strong one though. If you're on my meetings, I might call you out. No, I'm kidding. But guys, you need to have your full name displayed on your little window, and you need to have your camera on so we can see your face. These things are very important. I don't have to go through the reasons why. That's pretty obvious if you're going to network. So all of us with the black screens and all that kind of stuff, y'all, we ain't getting it done. I'm sorry, it ain't working. And so you need to make sure that you're prepared. Foster, it's a bad makeup day. Well, get up early enough to get the makeup right. So and, and Bruce is looking pretty sharp down there. I'm looking at him right now. See, guys, these are the kind of things, little bitty things that matter. They really matter. So I want to push that very strongly on this show because I can't get in trouble. Dana might fuss at me, but
Just
Oh,
a, just a little bit of humor before I decided to
Please.
retire from corporate
Yes.
America and go into my consulting job. It was at the very middle of COVID and towards the end of COVID, and I was helping a manufacturing company do interviews via Zoom, and a lot of these people weren't familiar with technology at all. So I have interviewed people looking up their nose. I have interviewed people while they're driving. And I have to tell you, it's like the best humor I've had at work in a long, long time. But it is something that you probably need to go to and practice before you ever. And that kind of told me about that person.
It does.
It's like, are they going to show up and know what they're doing? Or are they just going to run by the seat of their pants? So that was an experience.
That is an experience. Guys, sometimes we need to think about when we are communicating what's going on around us. Another thing that I didn't bring up when we have our cameras on, guys, make sure that we are in a room where there's not a lot of commotion going on. The dogs are not fighting and running across the screen. And y'all, please remember, uh, if you're going to get up and go get some coffee, make sure that your pants are there or you're wearing a dress.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. It is so true. When you're on video camera, yeah, make sure A, you have pants, and B, they make sense, right? I mean, probably not good to have SpongeBob all over them.
Oh
You
my
know what I'm
gosh.
saying?
And guys, some of you that have the mirrored rooms, you want to be careful with a mirrored room because that mirror is going to show what's going on in another room in a lot of cases, you know.
Yeah, have a background like I have right now,
Yeah.
or like we have right now. Always put some sort. They're free. They're on your camera settings.
Yes, they are.
So, people, I'm so sorry I have to jump off, but it's been a pleasure. And I'm not, this is my first time on here, so I'm not sure
We're
how
going to have you on again.
post my LinkedIn information, but it's D Deluca on LinkedIn, and just join me, connect with me.
If you could put it in the chat, Mez will get it up there.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so
and
much.
any of you guys want
Yeah.
to connect with D, D's a friend of mine, been a long time. I can get you to D, not a problem. D, thank you.
Thank you
very
so
I know
much.
you
I
got a
appreciate
meeting,
it.
And thank
D.
you, and
Uh-huh.
be careful out there.
I hope to come back soon. Thank you
Oh,
so
you
much.
will. You will. I will
Oh,
be
of
pulling on
course.
that. Absolutely.
Well, I think that was a very good first half. A lot of good information.
that's good
I feel like
information.
there's no end to tips and treasures that can really help make a difference. I can say today I was talking to a hiring leader, and there was a candidate that looked good on paper. She interviewed them, and she said that they were kind of a mess. And I was like, well, it's all about being composed, put together, and prepared for these
That's
interviews,
right.
right?
That's right. Uh-oh, I hear music, Dana.
Small business.
I do too. I
We're
guess
gonna
that means we'll be back after
we're
the
gonna
half.
go. We're gonna break, and we'll be back with Bruce
Go
Pullen
further than Romika.
Woo!
and a dad joke.
I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner
I know
of
the
Romika
nether
Design.
dead joke.
We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
All right. There's Dana. You blanked out.
Yeah. Hey. Jobfather Nation, we're excited to be back for the second half of the Jobfather. We've got a great guest, and Foster has some exciting things. But first, just a reminder, we are excited to be part of Joco Community Radio, the voice of Johnson and Tarrant County, Texas. To listen, just tune in through numerous resources. But number one, go to your app store, download the Joco Community Radio app.
Yeah.
It's free. You can listen to the whole lineup and the Jobfather, and you can listen to past episodes. I mean, learn all the good things about networking and interviews and resumes, right?
Guys, we got about 4 years of shows. It is
We
incredible.
do. That's right. So we're really excited. But Foster,
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
got
yeah.
a great guest for the second half. Oh my gosh.
He's all suited and booted over there. Look at him,
That's
man.
right.
That's my buddy Bruce Pullen. But before we get to Bruce, guys, I've got another dad joke that I got to share. that I got to
I don't
share
know if
with
it
you
could be as
guys.
good as debris.
This is the second half of the show, the second dad joke. My daughter Hannah, I gotta say, hey to Hannah, if you're listening to Dad, hey out there, Hannah Banana. But guys, at my health club that I work out at, there's a new game. It's called Silent Pickleball. Now you guys know this pickleball has gotten so famous now all of a sudden. Everybody's playing pickleball, but this is silent pickleball, and it's like regular pickleball except it without the racket. Ha! Y'all supposed to be laughing. Dana got it.
That's just so ridiculous.
Oh, that is. We love dad jokes. We really don't love dad jokes, but then we do love dad jokes because, on the major news, CBS and all that stuff, they're all doing dad jokes and stuff now. So I figure I'd get in there with the rest
Got to
of
find a way to do it, right?
Heidi Torres is laughing at hey, Cheryl. Heidi Torres is with us. Of course, we were talking about HR Heidi before, but I heard Heidi laughing. Isn't that right, Heidi?
Jason Pickleball.
Gina Patton said she laughed. Yay, Gina! That's my girl right there, Gina.
I had a good dad joke that I tried to commit to memory so I could share it this week, and it fell out of memory.
It fell out.
I don't know. Things happen
got so much going
sometimes.
through our head. George Knight, did you like my joke, man? I see you laughing. Okay, guys, let's get to it. So that guy right there, smiling, good-looking dude right there in that suit is Bruce Pullen. Now, guys, we're going to talk to Bruce about what he's been doing, but Bruce is your business development executive. He's going to be the one that you definitely want to have representing your company, your widget maybe, or your service. Yeah, widget. And what I really think that sets Bruce apart, in Foster's opinion, is because Bruce has got a number of years of experience doing what me and Dana do. He has been in recruiting. He's actually led recruitment efforts, and with recruiting guys, hey, that's business development all day long right there. So Bruce, good morning. Let's talk about Bruce a little bit. Tell us what you think these companies need to hear about Bruce.
Well, Foster, thank you. And I hope everybody can see that my name is not guest, but it's actually Bruce Pullen. It just shows guest on my end, but it's in the chat box over there. I see it. And also, I'll apologize for my halo. Actually, as you start with a prayer, and
I've seen that in person.
I get this halo around my head on this thing. So I'm going to try and position myself to where you can see something besides my halo. But anyhow, Foster, thank you for the introduction, and certainly happy Friday to the Jobfather Nation. It's a privilege, actually, for me to be on this program with you all. New experience. I've been recruiting for a long time. I've been out there shaking trees, and I got to tell you that there's nothing like getting on a program like this and getting this type of exposure. So, to you, Foster and Dana, thank you. I'm very grateful for that. So I'll pull up there and give you a quick introduction of myself. And I will start by telling you all that as a leader in the business development space for 30 plus years, I certainly believe in servant leadership. That's how I approach everything that I do. And it works. It works for me. To that end, what does that mean for me? When I'm with people that are on my teams, I'm responsible for recruiting them, for developing them, and for helping them be the best that they can be, which drives revenue for my firms, obviously, whatever we're representing in the space. But my motto, if you will, what I live by has always been: am I moving forward? Who am I taking with me, and how am I making things better for them? Because I know what goes around comes around. It's the one thing my dad always taught me is, he, from the old school, practice the golden rule, and everything else will take care of itself. So I'm always,
and it does, yeah.
Always looking to make things better for other people. So I've been doing this for 30 plus years now as a recruiter, as a leader, and as a motivator of people. All of that so far has been in the financial services space, everyone. But I'm always open and would love to take what I know and go to a different industry if I can add value to an organization in what they're trying to do to increase revenues at their firm through the development of talent, sales talent at their organization. So, in our world, we're always building. That's what we do. So we focus on revenue growth through people development, foster, and certainly, as somebody said earlier, I think it was Dee, you got to be passionate about what you do, because we're in the people business, and certainly I am. And you got to be passionate about what you do, and I am very passionate about what I do in people development as well. So I'll pull up there and see if you have any questions for me, Foster, because I don't want to monopolize the time.
No, this is your time. You monopolize.
No, it's your time.
It's
Yeah.
your time. We're gonna be.
We want to know what you're looking for. We want to know what you're open to. We want to hear why people should hire you.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much. I will tell you that what I'm looking for is a senior VP of business development position with an organization, whether they have an established platform in place or whether they're looking to build one out and bring good people from their industry into the organization to help them with distribution of whatever it is that they maybe manufacture. In my world, it's always been helping, developing people, salespeople to go out and help people just like everyone at the Jobfather, in the Jobfather Nation, save for retirement. But I do certainly feel that those requisite skill sets that I've developed over this 30 plus years are certainly transferable to other industries. I got to tell you, I'm very open to staying in the financial services arena. But at this point, if someone said, you know what, I could use somebody with your background and skill set, we're a small firm, possibly. We're a startup, possibly. And we need somebody with your, with your requisite skill set to develop a distribution team for our organization. Certainly I'm your guy, and I can do that. Got the capacity to take on multiple large projects. I've done that all of my career, and work those simultaneously, and just through I think a strong work ethic. The one thing I do want to tell everybody at the Jobfather Nation is that I certainly believe that in being a student of your industry, whatever that industry is, because it doesn't matter what the industry, it's always changing. And you have to keep up with it. You have to stay current. You always have to be learning if you want to be a very good and effective leader of people, because they're looking to you
They are.
to make that happen for them and to get them as productive as possible, as quickly as possible. So I will tell you all, and I think most of you would embrace this as well, the key to my success over the years has been that I listen. And I think that's the one skill set that a lot of people don't necessarily practice, but you gotta listen, because the only way that you can help develop people is listen to what their needs are and help them overcome the challenges that they have. So the last thing I will tell you is, in my space also, you have to like to win. And I like to win. And the one thing I would ask anybody in the Jobfather Nation who might have a need for somebody like me is, how can I help you? And how can I help us win as well? So the last thing I would want to bring up to you all is a little bit about my background in this space and some achievements, because it's easy for me to sit here and say, hey, I've done great things, but I want you to have some relevance with that. I spent 7.5, almost 8 years with a company called MetLife, and about mid-career. Most of you know who MetLife is. You've heard the name at least. And I came in and was a managing director for that firm. I was asked to build a sales team in a 4-state region at that time from scratch. And over a 6 or 7 year time frame, I built that sales team out to 62 financial sales and financial services advisors. No easy task, especially because back in that day, we didn't have money to pay people just to come to our organization. You had to have value, and you had to show value to people and what you could do to help them become successful, take an ownership stake in their success. And over that 7.5, 8-year time frame, I built that to the #1 region in the country out of 30 people with similar positions to mine. 2 of the other years, I was in the top 3 as to revenue growth. There was a lot of metrics involved in making those decisions, but probably the primary one was what was the revenue that was generated from your operation that you were running. And I'm very proud of that. And I think that bodes well for what I can do from a background perspective as well. I also worked with a company my first early years of my career called Mutual of America out of New York. Both these companies are actually out of New York. And there I was asked to do a similar task, but over a multi-state region. And to that end, in a 5-year time frame, I was able to double, again from scratch, double the premiums from start to finish in a 5-year time frame. So again, just to show you that my work ethic is there, and my compassion for people and my passion for what I do is squarely there as well. So to sum it up, what can I do to help you achieve your goals and objectives? Whether you're an HR director, whether you are in business development, whether you're in industry, outside my industry, private equity, etc., manufacturing, the list goes on and on. What can I do to help you build a winning team and increase the revenues in your organization? I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting some of the folks here on the podcast this morning from the Jobfather Nation, and I thank you for your time.
Wow. Oop, can everybody hear? Hello?
So Matt has asked me real quick, Dana, about any target companies that I might have. I'm one of those eunuchs in that I don't really have target companies. Again, what I do in my background is fairly broad-based, if you will. My skill set, as I mentioned earlier, is somewhat transferable to, it's not somewhat, it is transferable to other industries. So for those in the Jobfather Nation who are outside, which probably it's a majority, are outside of the financial services space, I'm looking for you, because I'd love to do what I do, but just take on a new and different challenge for the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
That I've stated previously. Would love to. My curves are quick with me, you all. So I'm not concerned about learning about your organization and what you're doing and what you need to be done to be successful. I can incorporate myself into it fairly quickly and then help you build out distribution from that point in a very quick time frame and turnaround. So, Mez, to answer your question, I haven't, put out there any target companies. I'm one of those that I want to remain open, so that I don't necessarily pigeonhole myself into a particular saying, hey, I'd love to be in this industry, or I'd love to do this or the other. Again, my strategy is a little more broad as I'm looking to make this move at this point in time. But Mez, thank you for bringing that up. Am I mobile? Yes, absolutely. For the right opportunity, of course I would be. At my level, at this point in my career, these things take a little longer. Again, because of my level as a professional. So I'm aware of that, but also that could include the potential for relocation. But again, for the right opportunity, absolutely, Miss. Thank you for bringing that up as well.
Bruce, Tiffany made a real good comment, and she said that she could feel your sincerity and your caring in your display of what you're talking about. And guys, that is something that when we are networking, that if we have a Dana Gingerich or somebody that for me, it's Dana. I know that I will get a straight answer from Dana. She doesn't mean to hurt my feelings, but she wants to tell me the truth because she
Yeah.
knows it's going to help me. And I'll say, Dana, how do I come off when I'm explaining whatever it is I'm explaining? Does it feel believable? Do I sound like I am a machine spitting out information, or do I feel like, okay, I'm Foster and I've had some personal experience in this thing, and I'm going to tell you what it is that I think, and yes, I am good at it, that kind of thing. And that is what I feel with Bruce, guys. I'm a big Bruce fan, and that's one reason why Bruce is on the show today, because we get a chance to bring the best people on the show. And Bruce, we appreciate that, my friend.
Well, Foster, I appreciate. Thank you for that, brother. Back at you. I wanted to let the Jobfather Nation know one other thing that just came to mind, because I think it's important for everybody to know, is that in my position and what I do, you're called on, at least if you're doing good and being successful, you're called on to do a fair amount of public speaking, because people
Uh-huh.
want you to
Mhm.
share your experiences, what you've done to help others. Again, going back to my servant leadership position and all of this, right? How am I making things better for people who I'm taking with me? So I've done a fair amount of public speaking throughout my career in just a whole plethora of venues. So, for those who think that might be important for their organization to have that type of, non-shrinking violet type of attitude from someone in my position in business development. I've done that as well, and very happy to do that. You have to teach. People development is about teaching, and the way you teach sometimes, and I've spoken to groups as big as 500 people. So I love it. I love sharing, and I learn, by the way, too. I learn a lot from just from the Q&A that comes
Yeah.
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
massive scenarios. And like I said, you have to, and you don't listen, you don't learn.
You got two. My mama said you got 2 ears and one mouth for a reason, boy. And
Yeah.
guys, you
Yeah.
know, and that's very important what Bruce is talking about, because when you've got a lot of people that are listening to you, your facial expressions, sometimes I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but it's not an Italian thing, guys. When we when we talk with our hands, I talk with my hands. I've been told that I talk with my hands because we are trying to. Some of us, not all of us. Corporate America has taught us how to be kind of mechanical, and what I like is, okay, talk to me, don't talk at me. That's another thing I stole from my dad. And guys, when people are making contact with you and moving their hands and doing these things, I think it's easy to tell when people have been involved and they're telling you something that they have experience doing, and they have and that experience that they have shows.
Hmm. It does. You're absolutely
That's
right.
Bruce. And guys, when you're talking to Dana, myself, the other recruiters, this kind of stuff is important, because if you're going to convince me to to forward you on and your information on to a hiring manager like Bruce Pullen, hey, that's going to be involved, because if I were to work with Bruce and I are, man said I suck at eye contact. Man, you're okay. But Bruce and I kind of think alike. I like Bruce, and we have an affinity for people that we're alike a lot. And if I were recruiting for Bruce, and hopefully I will get to in the future when he gets the job, uh, I will know. I'll say, Bruce, tell me what you want to hire, and I know that I've got to send exactly what Bruce is telling me to him. So there's a tangible guy, guys. There's tangible stuff. Oh, we got to put it on the resume. Da, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then when we're interviewing, we are doing more of the interviewing for the intangible stuff, because hey, Bruce is not going to bring you on his team if he doesn't figure out from talking to you that I don't think this guy Foster fit on my team very well. He talks too much.
Too funny, Foster.
This whole thing I've been doing it so long, I'm into it, but I've been doing it so long, guys. There are fine points of it that a lot of people don't talk about because corporate America teaches to think of these things that are tangible. Oh, I got 5 years experience in this. Oh, I got 10 years over here and I did this and I did that. Yeah, but how did you do it? And that's going to come through your speech. So anyway, Bruce, I didn't mean to go on a tangent. This is your time.
Well, and hopefully you were saying all that because you felt like you were describing me to the Jobfather Nation. So I appreciate it. We're all about transparency here, right?
Oh, absolutely. Right. So important.
The one thing that you do and have to do to be successful, especially when it comes to people development, is not only do you have to be a very transparent individual, you got to develop trust early on in the process. Again, whether I'm talking to somebody in the institutional space, corporate space, or when I'm doing recruiting to build out my sales teams, the one thing you have to do to be successful in our business is develop trust and develop it early. And people go in shutdown mode really quick if they don't feel like they can trust you as a human being. And I feel the same way. I feel exactly the same way. So to me, transparency is important. And I think that's been a key to my success throughout my career, because, again, once you get people in and you start developing, and you got to go out and you got to market, right? You got to brand, you got to sell and all that. And to the end consumer, to the buyer, purchaser, etc., same thing. You have to develop trust early in the process. And if you do, I promise you, everybody out there, the Jobfather Nation, you will be successful. Just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Right? Be transparent. Be honest. Have high ethical standards, and be of utmost high integrity, which is how you have to be in my business to survive as long as I have, and not only to survive but thrive. And it will serve you well. But it gets back to what Foster said. You see these two things more than you do this one.
Yeah.
I love that quote that Holly Doty just said. And you guys that are driving around in the cars, unfortunately, you can't see this, but I'm going to tell you what Holly said. Holly says, if my mouth doesn't say it, my face probably will.
Yeah, it's so
Holly,
true,
I love that. That's going to be it, Holly. I'm going to adopt that one.
Oh, yeah. In the words of Pastor Michael Todd, be hot, humble, open, and transparent.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
I got that one.
Yeah. I like that one too. Can we use that?
Absolutely.
Why don't we say who actually stated it and authored it? So.
Yes, Michael Todd.
Holly,
yeah,
I'm going to give
awesome.
you credit for what you say, because I'm going to be using that one, boy. I guarantee I'm going to be using that one. If my mouth doesn't say it, my face probably will. I love that.
It's funny because I try hard. I'm like, when I'm listening in a corporate setting, I have to also not only pay attention to what I'm saying, but am I making a random face or a confused?
You and I are very animated anyway, Dana.
I know. So I have to really work on it.
So Foster and Dana, just my last comment for the group, for the nation. And that is, I want to thank you, for the two of you, especially, for allowing me to be on the program today. But I also want to thank everybody out there in Jobfather Nation land for your time. And thank you. I want to wish you a very blessed weekend.
Thank you. It has been awesome. I'm telling you what, we're really blessed to have the guests we do on this show. We're really excited about how, we're trying to help people nationwide. The important thing is taking the perspective of individuals that have been on the talent acquisition and hiring side of the table, and how we can discuss and relay what we learn and what we see to help job seekers.
That's right. Artie Scott is listening as well. She says hi to everybody and hi Dana. And she's trying to get her technology to work. Artie, I hope it's working because this is a real good. I knew having Bruce on here was going to be good.
Yes.
And
Oh
Artie,
yeah, Bruce is amazing.
I will repeat to you because I'll probably see you at Judy's meeting here in a little bit. After the show, we've got a meeting. But guys, Artie, I'm going to tell you what Holly Doty said. I love it. I got to tell you that one. That one was too good. Uh-oh, is that music I hear, Dana?
It's music. Oh my gosh, it's another episode of the
Y'all
Jobfather.
hire Bruce Pullen.
Hire Bruce.
Pullen. Hire him. Quick.
Bye.
Bye. See you next Friday.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.